This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Friday, the 3rd day of January in the year 2020. I'm Gordon Mosley. Here's what we're tracking tonight. The APNUAFC coalition this evening launched its re-election campaign at Durban Park with a call by President David Granger for Guyana to stay the course with the coalition. The president said there has been steady progress under his government, despite efforts to throw the development off course.
I have a vision for a good life for all Guyanese. Happy households, happy families, a happy country. God gave us the most beautiful country in the Caribbean, the most bountiful country in the Caribbean, the most beautiful people. And if that wasn't enough, He gave us the most oil. We cannot fail. If we keep these gifts in our hands, in the hands of the people, don't let the gifts fall into the hands of the fakes and the frauds.
President Granger also said he is the leader of a well-qualified and decent government that ought to be re-elected.
We are your best guarantee to ensure that oil money is well spent. We went through the thieving people. Never again. We went through the people who refused to hold local government elections. Never again. We went through the people with the death squads and the phantom squads. Never again. Your country is in good hands with APNUAFC. Trust me. Trust the coalition.
AFC leader Kemraj Ramjatan said there has been progress under the coalition, and he pointed to growth in the economy and development across the country. He said Guyanese should not stop the progress.
For 2019 alone, we spent 33 billion for the continued modernization of our infrastructure. Don't stop that progress. We have turned the screws on criminals by applying intelligence gathering and surveillance techniques, in addition to increasing community policing groups all over the country. Don't stop the progress.
Thousands of supporters of the APNUAFC coalition were gathered at Durban Park for the official launch of the campaign. Supporters said they are ready to head to the polls on the 2nd of March and give the coalition another term in office. More news coming up in just a moment.
Tired of long lines? Register with MyGTT at mygtt.co.gy. That's mygtt.co.gy to view and pay your bills from anywhere. Enter to win an Amazon gift card worth $25 or a bounty voucher worth 5,000 Guyana dollars when you sign up today. GTT, do more.
Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Fuel it up and drive, Super 95. Tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guyana Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
At the most critical life-changing moments, the National Insurance Scheme is here to ensure that your needs are covered. Access reimbursement for medical expenses for various aspects of your medical care. We know that eye care is of utmost importance. Receive assistance with our Spectacle Care voucher. Visiting the dentist? Dental care is also covered under our sickness benefit services. Offset the funeral expenses of a loved one with costs covered by our funeral benefits. National Insurance Scheme. We're there every step of the way.
All across our nation, Guyana, we see it in your lives. The future growing even stronger. GPTI. All eyes on Guyana skies as the voices of our people rise. Singing GPTI.
rise.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right, walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Welcome back. The Guyana Prison Service has foiled a prison break plan at the Camp Street jailhouse. Prison Director Gladwin Samuel said he was at the jailhouse this morning when it was noticed that several bars of a cell had been cut and secured with a cloth. The prison went into immediate lockdown as the joint services were brought in to carry out a search operation. The prison director said those searches revealed that the bars of another cell were also cut and hacksaw blades were discovered. He said the same blades were used to cut the bars. 2 prisoners have since been identified as the masterminds of the plot. One of the prisoners, Safri Alexander, is a former prison escapee. He was part of the gang that escaped from the prison back in 2017 after it was set ablaze. He was later recaptured. The other prisoner fingered in the plot is Ryan Jones, who is serving a 28-year jail sentence for manslaughter. The 2 have since been transferred to other prisons as a full investigation has been launched. That full investigation will examine how the prisoners were able to acquire the hacksaw blades and why the bars that were cut were not noticed earlier by prison guards during their regular checks. Following the 2017 fire at the Camp Street prison, most of the prisoners were sent to the Lusignan and Mazaruni prisons, and the burnt-out section of the jail is still to be rebuilt. While Republic Bank Guyana is reversing a $500 charge that customers noticed being deducted from their accounts at the end of December, the communications department of the bank explained to News Source today that the deduction was automatically processed and is now being reversed. Customers should notice the money being reimbursed to their accounts by this weekend. The bank has not given a reason for the glitch that triggered the automatic deduction, but has assured that all customers who were affected will see the reimbursements. News Source understands that while Republic Bank Guyana is currently reviewing various fees for services with its new banking platform, final decisions on those fee changes are still to be made. The latest snafu for the bank follows its rollout of a new banking platform 2 months ago that saw customers complaining about access to their accounts and transfers to their accounts taking longer than usual. Many of those problems have since been rectified. In the field of education, as teachers get ready to return to the classroom on Monday after the Christmas break, the Guyana Teachers Union is assuring them that many of the issues of concern to them will be addressed in the new school year. In a statement, Union President Mark Light said the union is committed to finalizing payment for debunching, which took effect from January of last year, and to also finalize payments for special needs teachers, which took effect from January of 2016. The union said that payment will be made during this month. Additionally, the union plans to ensure that teachers are put on the correct payment scale. The matter, the union said, has been discussed with the Education Ministry and is now being finalized. Those who were affected should see the payments in their March salaries. The union is also pushing for the signing of a new multi-year agreement with the Ministry of Education by June of this year. Additionally, the Teachers Union intends to continue its profession sessions with the Education Ministry, since those resulted in several policies being reviewed. The GTU president said this new year promises much for all Guyanese, hence educators will benefit as well. He's encouraging his fellow teachers to work smarter, using technology to implement and monitor the curriculum. Today, Education Minister Nicolette Henry visited a number of schools in the city to examine their preparations for the new school term. Well, Bishop Juan Edgel has written to the General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, Bara Jagdeo, asking that he no longer be considered for the post of Prime Ministerial candidate for the PPP Civic. Edgel, who served as a junior finance minister in the last PPP Civic government, was among 3 nominees vying for the position. Although he was the most popular of the 3 candidates, political watchers believe that some of his past political statements might haunt the campaign if he was put in the number 2 spot. Edgel, who is a preacher, had declared a few years ago that Jesus Christ would vote PPP had he been in Guyana. In his letter to Mr. Jagdeo today, Edgell said he considered his nomination an honor and that while he was interested in the position, he engaged in deeper personal reflection and prayerful consideration, and that has led him to want to see a consensus candidate, since the bigger picture would be to see an electoral victory for the PP Civic. He said there should be no encumbrances to a victory for the PPP, and the party unity among supporters is paramount. Edgell told Jagdeo that he will continue to be committed and dedicated to the cause of the party's campaign and will remain a committed member of the PP team. And later this evening, the opposition People's Progressive Party announced that retired Brigadier Mark Phillips will be the prime ministerial candidate for the People's Progressive Party Civic at the March 2nd elections. The party said he was unanimously endorsed and chosen during a meeting at Freedom House this afternoon of the Central Committee of the party. The party said Mr. Phillips had a long and distinguished career in the Guyana Defense Force, spanning nearly 40 years, culminating with his appointment as the A Chief of Staff back in 2013. The party said Phillips was unanimously endorsed by the party's Central Committee after the other contender, Bishop Juan Edgell, withdrew from the race.
They've made a positive impact on the heavy-duty transportation industry in Guyana since they've arrived. Guyanese are amazed at their power, durability, efficiency, and superior handling capabilities. These are brand new trucks, manufactured in partnership with German, Italian, and French companies. They have a powerful reputation for operating under very adverse Guyanese conditions and come with full after-sales service and spare parts. They're the most sought-after trucks today, with over 500 units in Guyana, and they're available in over 100 countries, including South America and the Caribbean. Be smart. Buy brand new ST Howo trucks today. Call 608-4998 and arrange for an inspection at ST Truck Guyana Incorporated, Block B, Public Road, Covenant, East Bank, Demerara.
There once was a man named Stan whose business needed a new plan. Christmas was coming, this much was true. He needed some help but didn't know what to do. Then fast as a flash, 3 helpers did come from Republic Bank. They came with some. One had low interest rates, one reduced equity, one with approval so quick and easy. Now Stan is the man and his business is booming. Christmas is good and he is winning. Reach more customers and boost your business with a Republic Small Business Loan today.
Only for this Christmas. Get 20% off on educational tablets. Get the B-Link HD8 with 180 plus full version educational apps for students in pre-K to 5th grade. It's perfect for homeschooling. Get creative with the Edu Tab Pro 10.1, designed for professionals, teachers, and higher education students. Whether you are an architect or artist, there is an EduTab for you. EduTab tablets were designed for Caribbean students. Order online or at Zune Online Shopping on Middle Street, Georgetown. Ask for Miss Green. Get yours today.
Special terms and conditions apply. Coupon cannot be used in conjunction with other coupons. Orders may be subject to local taxes and import duties. Discount price is promotional for online orders only and does not include local nor international shipping. Purchase limited to 2 devices per household.
The National Data Management Authority is responsible for creating ICT hubs in the country. In Region 6, we have about 58 community ICT hubs and hotspots. It has benefited communities in many ways. You have persons, young and old, they partake in basic computer training, and then they use the skill they would have learned and take it to the work environment.
When it first opened, I come, and then the teacher just told us when they go print what date, they go start print on, and the rest of the day we go, if we have assignment or homework, we go and use the computer. Mrs. Shoawi, how for research it and save it and thing, and then I practice and I get used. When I get used, I know everything. Even I know how to print. The hub, so when I come and do my homework, the internet is extremely good. So when I do my homework and teacher has give away assignment and score down, I have 20, sometimes I have 10 out of 10, and you know, I always get my full amount of marks.
Across the region right now, the Jamaica government says despite economic shocks in the third quarter of last year, its economy grew and showed signs of expansion. The Finance and Public Service Minister Dr. Nigel Clark said the Statistical Institute of Jamaica reported earlier this week that the local economy grew in the June to September quarter of 2019 by 0.6% over the corresponding period last year. He noted that the news of the closure of a bauxite plant in Jamaica has been in the public domain for months, and the anticipated economic impact has most probably been priced in. The closure of that bauxite operation was expected to impact growth in the third quarter of 2019 and is expected to impact the fourth quarter of 2019 as well. The authorities in Jamaica have said that growth in the Jamaican economy in the third quarter of 2019 now makes it 19 consecutive quarters of economic growth, the longest unbroken stretch of economic growth since Jamaica started measuring growth quarterly in 1997. Over in Grenada, the Ministry of Education in Grenada has announced that a mandatory hour of prayer will be introduced on the first day of school in the new school year. In a statement, the ministry said that on the 6th of January, the date set for the reopening of all schools, the hour of prayer will occur during the mid-morning period. The theme for the activity is Teach Me to Pray and to Understand the Power of Prayer. It is expected that all schools within the state of Grenada will be engaged in prayer simultaneously from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. On the day of the activity, a minister of religion or a suitably designated person will be assigned to each school to conduct the program. The Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development, Religious Affairs, and Information will coordinate the activity with the schools and ministers of religion in Grenada. And finally tonight, international news. Iran's supreme leader has vowed severe revenge on those responsible for the death of top military commander Qasem Soleimani. Soleimani was killed by an airstrike at Baghdad airport early on Friday, ordered by the US President Donald Trump. The 62-year-old spearheaded Iran Middle East operations as head of the elite Quds force. Mr. Trump said he killed or wounded thousands of Americans. The killing marks a major escalation in tensions between Washington and Tehran. U.S. officials have said 3,000 additional troops will be sent to the Middle East as a precaution. Soleimani was widely seen as the second most powerful figure in Iran, behind the supreme leader. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting.